the non-stick pan. One of the most useful and definitely one of the most common pans that you're going to find in the average home kitchen, an indispensable part of my cooking arsenal. However, it is one of the pieces of equipment that I get the most questions on. In fact, my most viewed YouTube shorts is all about how to clean a non-stick pan properly, and I think there's a bunch more information that I could give you guys on the topic. So in this video, we're going to cover how to clean the non-stick surface properly without damaging it. I've had this pan for 3+ years and it's still going strong. How to maintain the texture, the sort of non-stick surface on the top of the pan so that you're not consuming any bad chemicals and so that this pan lasts you an age. And finally, and that's kind of what my YouTube short was based on, how to clean the back of a non-stick pan. While we're talking about cleaning it, let's go through the whole thing. So let's jump into it. It's smaller. Here. Okay. Is it better? This looks better. So, the surface of non-stick pans is typically Teflon. Teflon is really amazing in that it helps things not stick to it. I love these pans for pancakes, for fish, especially crispy skinned fish, for eggs especially. These things are excellent. However, this Teflon surface has a couple of disadvantages. It can only go up to 260 degrees Celsius, so past that point, it becomes kind of like toxic and there's like airborne vapors that you don't really want to be inhaling. So high heat is a no-no for this pan. And also this non-stick coating, if you use metal utensils or very abrasive cleaning utensils and materials, you're going to start peeling off this layer and your non-stick pan is not going to be very sticky. Your non-stick pan will become quite sticky and food items will start sticking to it, and that is a bad thing. So yes, the most important things to preserving this non-stick pan is A, washing it well after you've used it, and we'll get to that in the next step. B, do not use these over very, very high heat. If you're concerned at all or you're not really sure what temperature you're cooking at. This is one of my favorite kitchen gadgets. It's like a thermometer gun thing, so it's really good at checking the temperature of pans, which is useful for cooking, but also to make sure that you're not going too high in any of these pans. And lastly, really watch out what sort of kitchen tools you're using inside of this. Avoid metal. I love using silicone or plastic spatulas, and even slightly pointy spatulas with like carved edges. Like, stay away from that. You want like nice, soft, easy utensils on this. Excellent. Now, let's talk about how to clean this bad boy. Let's start about the inside first. So, hypothetical. You have a bunch of food that nothing is really stuck on because it is non-stick, but you have a very greasy, oily pan. Maybe you're cooking some bacon and there's like some crispy bits in the corner that are a little bit stuck on. That's totally fine. How to go about cleaning this? Now, so let's say you just finished using this and it's still quite hot. I would say give it a minute. Let it cool down a little bit. If you start adding cold water to this, it'll go through a little bit of thermal shock, which shouldn't be too bad for the pans, but let's err on the side of caution if we're talking about best practices. Secondly, I've heard some people say that for non-stick pans and other sort of like cast iron whatever pans, you don't really need to wash them. You can just wipe them out with a piece of paper towel and that's good enough. Yeah. It's fine, and you're probably going to be okay, but I don't really like, especially if I'm cooking something like bacon, that residual bacony flavor may not be exactly what I'm looking for if I'm cooking pancakes in this after. I mean, it probably would, but bad example, you know what I mean. If you leave any oil left over in this and don't use the pan for a while, it could go rancid over time. It's just not a good look, it's just not good practices. So I would recommend cleaning this out. And there's nothing wrong with using soap, water, and a sponge for the inside of this. I would recommend a softer sponge, so these scrub daddies. God bless this guy. It doesn't look very good, but I've had this since Christmas. It's summer. I find these to be amazing for any sort of like lighter lifting of cleaning, of dishes, utensils, etc. And for the top of this, it does really well. Any other sort of like soft sponge or those like green abrasive materials that aren't too abrasive will do a fine job on this. Go light, go easy, rinse this off with water afterwards. Let it dry, put it away. Very, very simple, very straightforward to clean the inside of this. Just be gentle. Do not use scouring wool, do not use steel wool, do not use scouring pads. Just be nice to the cooking surface. Again, I've had this for like 3.5 years now. It's not perfectly non-stick anymore, but for the most part, it does an amazing job. And this cost me like 30 euros. So if you're switching out a pan every 4 to 5 years at a 30 euro investment, that's like €7-8 a year. So yeah, you take care of your pans, they'll take care of you. And now for the last portion of this video. May not seem super relevant, but cleaning the back of a pan can make it look really nice. It could arguably make it cook a little bit more even. If you have a lot of schmutz on the bottom of the pan, that could mess up the sort of heat distribution around the pan. Now this is an aluminium model, but I've seen stainless steel versions of this also. So what I would recommend for this is, let's call it 3 things. I think oven cleaner is probably going to be one of the best ways to clean these things. So spray a little bit of oven cleaner, let it sit for like an hour or according to the directions on your oven cleaner. And it should like wipe off, maybe either like scour it lightly with some steel wool to take off any like crusty areas, but that should do a really good job. Now I don't like doing that because it involves spraying oven cleaner, and I have cats who are up my ass constantly whilst I'm cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. So what I opt for instead is a choice of 2 materials, like the Scrub Mummy, which has like a power paste. Let's see if I can find it. Please tell me I'm recording. If I'm not recording, I'm going to kill myself. I'm recording! Excellent. Power Paste Scrub Mummy. Yeah, it's actually called Power Paste. This Power Paste is like abrasive and almost chalky. You scrub it onto the bottom of the pan, wipe it off, and with a little bit of elbow grease, it does a really great job. I would always recommend using something like steel wool or like a heavier set scouring pad. It's just gonna, especially if you don't mind slightly scratching up the bottom of your pan, it's gonna do a great job and get everything off. A similar product to this that I would recommend that I used to use in the States but haven't found here yet is Barkeeper's Friend. Very similar, scrub on, wipe off. Those would be my top 3. I did try out this weird TikTok trend where I sprayed on a bunch of vinegar and soap and added baking soda and put tissues on it and let it sit for a while and then scrubbed it off. I swore a lot that day. It did not make it much easier. It still required mostly elbow grease and just some steel wool to literally scratch off the bottom. You can probably still see some scratches left over on this. But this is a good enough state for me. The little details are still a little dirty and I could do a better job of cleaning. But overall, I think that that is good enough advice for you to get a super clean pan and for your non-stick surfaces to last you a really long while. But yeah, I hope that you found some of this useful. I thought that this would be valuable since like 60,000 of you saw my video of how to clean a non-stick pan, which only really talks about how to clean the bottom of a non-stick pan. I don't think it really answered many people's questions about the important part of the pan. So I hope that this helped out. Do not dishwasher this. I don't know, you might be able to. I don't like dishwashing pans. The things can get bumped around. No, bad things. You might be able to dishwash pans. Let me know in the comments if you think that you can dishwash pans or if your pan is dishwasher safe or what you guys use to clean a non-stick pan. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. And if you have nothing else to do, please watch this video. That would be really helpful. Thank you. Goodbye. I should probably cook in you so people can see what I'm talking about. I'm cleaning. I look quite clean. Surprise. It's been a minute. Detail work. That's okay. Bye.